scores. Let me guess, 8 honk to the horn coming up. 35 seconds left in the third period. 8-4 Golden Knights.
And that's your final call. Game 1 of the 2024-25 season ends in an 8-4 loss at the hands of the Vegas Golden Knights, despite just the third opening night hat trick in Avalanche history since they relocated from Quebec in 95-96. That one goes to Mikko Rantanen this evening. He scores the first goal on the power play, was wonderful this evening. The Avs surrender. 8 goals. One of them an empty netter, the rest coming against Alexander Georgiev, and then in the third period, Justus Annunen, who came in relief, saw 4 shots, let 2 of them by. A .500 save percentage from Annunen in relief, and a .688 save percentage from starter Alexander Georgiev. 5 goals against on 16 shots for Vegas. It seemed like the entire evening was Avs score a goal, Vegas scores right after. Then Vegas scores 2 in 30 seconds. Avs score a quick one to start off that second period and find a way to get back within 1. But guess what happens right after? Vegas scores again. It just kept coming and coming and coming. And in a night where, honestly, the young guys impressed, the gelling was not a big issue for me. Ivan, 9 minutes and 44 seconds of time on ice this evening. Cal Ritchie played 16 minutes, although a -3. Not many players were plus this evening for the Avalanche at all. Mikko Rantanen, the only plus player for the Avs. Rather, he wasn't. -1.
How does that happen?
And they start the season off 0-1 as we welcome you.
Hey,
listen,
welcome back,
listen,
everybody.
you know what?
It's between the pipes.
That's the thing.
Let's go,
It's
huh?
a loss. That's the way she goes. Welcome back to another season. Mark Springer, Jordan Berg behind the glass, producing the whole thing. It's our 6th season together. Can you believe it?
I actually can't believe that. Although it does feel like, man, we are in such a rhythm with this. It's just like, oh, another season. It's just deja vu. It's a rhythm. It's a routine. I love it, though. I do. It's a stark contrast from our season opening show last year. The Avs got off to that hot start last year. And opening night, I think it was in LA against the Kings. Avs won. We had a blast. It's a good opening show. Now it feels like we are picking up where we left off regular season between the pipes last season, where everyone was miffed by what was going on with Alexander Georgiev. Oh my God. Can you start him going into the playoffs? He did get it going in the playoffs, but this feels, I guess regular season Georgiev is on a bad downtrend. Regular season Georgiev is struggling of late.
It was not good. And listen, there's a few goals that you can put on the defense. I think the back check goal that Nathan MacKinnon stopped skating in the neutral zone, you can put on number 29. There was a defensive zone mix-up between MacKinnon and Drouin that led to a backdoor one-timer. You can put that on MacKinnon. The rest of the goals, honestly, they can't find their way in. And unfortunately, it starts off right after a beautiful one-time shot from Mikko Rantanen. Puck goes from high to low. Rantanen jumps out to the bumper spot on the right hash. One-time opportunity from Nathan MacKinnon. He hammers it home. And it takes 30 seconds for a bad goal to go in on a bad angle. You heard it on the TNT broadcast. Like, how brutal must it have been to be a goaltender for Wayne Gretzky? A dude who's going to score 1 billion goals, but God forbid you let one in that should not have gone in. He was ruthless. And the rest of the TNT panel, rightfully so, was bad. Like, you turn around a .688 save percentage and a .500 save percentage. Those are the numbers from Georgie and Annunen tonight. 7 goals on just 20 shots on net, right? Like 8 goals on 21, but if you remove the one shot that goes into the empty net, 7 on 20 that's atrocious.
It was,
that
dude,
becomes untenable.
It was almost 8 on 21. Onanen got bailed out because Ross Colton took a high stick in front of net. I think it was Alex Petrangelo scored. I'm not sure that. Yeah, I mean, it was the right call to call a high stick and wave off the goal, but like if that high stick isn't committed on Ross Colton, I don't think that impacts the play. I don't think Colton gets in front. Petrangelo scores that goal, and then it's 8 on 21. I mean, that's how close it was to 8 on 21. Yeah, the goaltending was bad. I mean, we were optimistic. We were out at Joe Willie's tonight on Broadway.
Great time.
And Louisiana. It was great. The food was great. The staff was great. The Avs fans out there were also, get this, great. That's my adjective for how I describe everything. Joe Willie's, but it really was. It was all great. And we were optimistic that Justus Onanen coming in to start the third period, Avs down 5-3, that, Justus, who he was good down the stretch in the regular season. And maybe it's Justus's time now and he would settle in. And even if the Avs didn't come back and win, maybe Justus would look good and there would be that hope and goal. We didn't even get that.
Technically, he let in 3 on 5. One of the goals gets disallowed because of a high stick.
Yeah. So Justus didn't give us any hope in goal. And then Jared Bednar pulls on and in with 5 minutes to go with the Avs down 7-4. And we were talking about it out at Joe Willie's. We liked the move. I mean, that's your season's on the line, playoffs move to pull your goalie with 5 to go. But I mean, is there a message sent there too? This being game 1 of the regular season, the goaltending is atrocious. And yeah, I mean, from a percentages standpoint, if you want to come back down 3 goals with 5 to go, you pull your goalie.
It's the only way to do it.
It's the only way to do it. But also, I mean, you could just concede defeat because it's extremely unlikely. So there is a bit of a message sent there too. And as this, we got a text here, Sean Mazda text line, the 424-247, Avs played better without a goalie. Yeah, they, hey, you get that 6 skater, you're in the offensive zone more. They did allow it. I mean, they broke eventually, but maybe that's the strategy. Play 6 on 5 all year. Because the Avs scored 4 goals. That's the disappointing thing. Mikko hat trick. Middlestat goal. 4 goals. Most nights, that's enough. You needed double those 4.
I mean, you should win 75 to 85 at least % of the games that you score 4 goals in. That's more than enough to win in this league, man. More than enough. And sure, I didn't love the defensive structure or the back check from the top line, but they outpaced their mistakes. The first goal can't go in. The first Olofsson goal is unacceptable. And unfortunately, and that's the deal with being a netminder. You sign up for a really difficult job where it does matter when you underperform. It matters when you let a goal in, right? Like, you can overcome that Olofsson goal, but you can't do it 30 seconds after you take a 1-0 lead. Had that happened 6 minutes into the second period and then the game's tied at 2, you can shake that off. But every single time something good happens for your team and you're looking over your shoulder, like we talk about the monster that's in the closet about Val Nichushkin's off-ice situation. There's a monster in the there's a monster on the ice. And the monster on the ice is you never know when a goal's going to go in your own net that shouldn't get by. I don't believe that the White Cloud shot should have gone in.
Yeah, that's the second worst one of the night.
I don't believe that the second Olofsson goal should have gone in.
Zach Whitecloud, a defenseman who scored 2 goals last season. And you let that little wrist shot from the point where and Georgiev Manson's in front of him. His there's no one in front of Manson. It's only his own guy in front of him.
1 minute and 34 seconds after Mikko's second power play goal.
Again,
first power play goal.
Letting a goal in, in short order after you score, and it's one of that variety. Yeah, Manson's in front of him, but Georgiev is he's looking past him. He has eyes on that puck, and he's got the glove out there. He's got the glove extended high, and he just whiffs on the thing.
And the Olofsson goal, sure, it's a rip. The second Olofsson goal on the power play at the very end of the second period.
That's tough. Kale doesn't clear a puck early in the sequence.
Bad miss there, but again, that's like an 80-foot shot. Like not quite 80, probably a 65-foot shot that he saw and was not tipped and was not screened on. It was
one-on-one. It was mano-a-mano.
You're just like I say, like you can't drop passes in the end zone. Like I thought that like Troy Franklin should have caught the touchdown pass from Bo Nix last week.
I hear what you're saying.
As an NFL receiver, you have to make that catch.
Tough catch. Tough catch, but you got to make the catch.
As a National Hockey League goalie, that's a laser shot, but you had more than enough space, angle, and time to make that save. And it happens 2 minutes and 14 seconds after Casey Middlestat makes it 4-3. Not only does that happen, but Mikko puts you back to within one in the third period. Yes, you take a penalty, and then they score a minute and 30 seconds afterward. It happened 4 times tonight.
Yeah, it did.
That's how you lose hockey games, man. And it eventually creeps into a bench, and it creeps into a room of, oh God, 4's not enough. Now we have to score 6 a game, and if you have to score 6, you eventually have to be a little bit more lax on the defensive side of the puck, which then exacerbates the problem in the defensive zone. It is a self-fulfilling prophecy that starts with the netminder, and it needs to be fixed. I know it's game 1, but it's not like this is something that's new, and that's the reason why. Panic is a really strong word on day number 1, but I have no confidence.
Well, we knew it was going to be tough without Nichushkin, Lehkonen, and Landeskog. Hey, good for us. We made it like 5 to 10 minutes into the show without mentioning those 3 guys because they're going to be mentioned a lot coming up. Because look, you're down those guys, but you scored 4 goals. And I mean, what Kreckman and Lindahl were talking. NHL.com, some outlet, they ranked that the Avs have the second best D core in the league. They do have a very good D core.
Super deep.
They got good goaltending from Georgiev in the playoffs. They were going to need good goaltending. They were going to need that good defense on paper to be just that, because without Nichushkin, Lehkonen, and Landeskog, You might be thinking, okay, well, then we're going to need to win some lower scoring games. 8 ain't lower scoring. You can't allow 8 when you're without 3 legit offensive players, because that makes it even tougher for you to score 8 goals. Like, you then by nature have to be better defensively and be better in goal, and it wasn't even close tonight. I hate to say the first Olofsson goal, that's the play of the game. That is the key to all of this tonight, because despite is okay.
Little 11:32 p.m. emergency test for us on Between the Pipes, and also, and also some commentary on the Dodgers-Padres series.
Man, what is it? All the small things teams, not good nights for them. The San Diego Padres, Tom DeLonge out there.
What were you talking about?
I was talking about the Olofsson goal and how it was the key to the game. Look, the emergency alert system said, no, this game sucked. We don't want to hear it. We're done.
Listen, if you guys want to join us tonight, please do so at 303-504-0925 on the Shop Mazda text line. One price, one person, 1 hour. You can also join us with our myriad of friends on Twitch, twitch.tv/AltitudeSR on the Safeway Twitch stream. Grim's in there, Sweets, Fishin', Anne-Marie, Blinksy, Baja, all of our favorite friends. Aussie Matt, Matty, as he wants to be called, is on the text line. Guys, listen, not a great result tonight. Not going to try and overreact to anything this evening. Yes, you're missing three of your top players in Landeskog, Lehkonen, and Nichushkin. The goaltending was not good tonight, but you did see Mikko Rantanen start off hot. So much to get into. We're so happy to be back. Again, Between the Pipes returns. Mark Springer, myself, Alex Ryan-Emmy, we're back for our 6th season behind the microphones and with you guys. We'll be back after this.
The Broncos, the Buffs, the NFL, college football, the Avalanche, the Nuggets, the station for all Denver sports. Altitude Sports Radio, 92.5.
Scott Aces here. Want to stand out on the golf course with top-notch gear? Head to pinsandaces.com and check out their amazing selection of custom head covers, liquor sticks, and performance golf apparel. With a few clicks, you can refresh your golf wardrobe or grab some unique accessories. Don't forget to use promo code SCOTT at checkout for an exclusive 20% off your entire online purchase. Elevate your game with Pins and Aces, where style meets performance.
Pick a treat worth $500 in cash with Pumpkin Patch Match. Weekends in October at Century Casino Central City. Earn entries with your play at Century all week. Fridays through Sundays, winners drawn every half hour pick prizes to find a match. Win up to $500. Stay until the final daily drawing when the $500 prize is guaranteed. It's all treats with no tricks at Century Casino and Hotel. Take I-70 to exit 243. Welcome to the Winner's Zone. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, Colorado. At Phil Long Ford of Denver's Commercial Vehicle Center, we take your business further. With Colorado's largest selection of work-ready trucks, flatbeds, service bodies, cargo vans, and passenger vans, our commercial experts are here to help you every step of the way. We'll find the perfect vehicle for all your business needs. That's why Colorado businesses drive Phil Long Ford of Denver. Go online at phillongdenver.com or come see us off Wadsworth, just south of Hampton.
You've dreamed about that home addition. Maybe it's a luxurious master bedroom or a second level for your growing family. But where to start? Well, contact the best design build contractor in Denver, AAA Home Improvements, and owner Toby Hurdle. For over 20 years, their turnkey design build program has created amazing living spaces for hundreds of homeowners. Fall in love with your home again with the help of AAA Home Improvements. You'll experience quality services at a fair price. AAAHomeImprovements.com and get a free project estimate and tell them DMAC referred you.
I got a nightmare phone call that no parent wants to receive.
Someone hit me going 60 miles an hour.
Dr. Ramos came highly recommended. When I showed him the x-rays, he immediately knew exactly what was wrong.
We've had a tremendous experience with Ramos Law. Really, I could not be happier.
Having the car accident was an accident. Finding Ramos Law was no accident.
Injured in a car accident? Ramos Law can help. RamosLaw.com.
Hey, it's CMAC for Old Chicago. They've beat the buy one, get one with a threefer, and this deal may be the best you've ever had. 3 of your faves are only $10.99 anytime. Choose from cheesy, scratch-made pizza and calzones, a signature burger, or spaghetti with sausage, then add salad and a decadent dessert. For a threefer like no other, a 3-course meal for just $10.99. Get exactly what you want. Have a threefer at Old Chicago. Find Old Chicago at oldchicago.com.
Denver Sports Talk is coming right back.
Okay, it's sports. Somebody gets hurt.
Summertime is great, and I love unwinding after the day on my back patio with a fine cigar. Hey, it's Mark Mosier letting you know that you can find your favorite tobacco products and accessories at great prices at locally owned and operated smoker-friendly stores. I was just in my local smoker-friendly the other day picking up a handful of tasty sticks, and there are more than 50 Colorado locations and multiple cigar lounges. Visit Smoker Friendly today. Sign up for exclusive discounts and offers through their loyalty program and get the goods. Or find a store near you at smokerfriendly.com.
Anderson Farms Fall Festival, September 25th through November 2nd. Bring the whole family out to Colorado's largest fall family entertainment destination for a fun-filled, fabulous fall experience. Get lost in the 25-acre corn maze, take a tractor-drawn wagon ride to the pumpkin patch, and pick from over 100 varieties of pumpkin, squash, and gourds. Enjoy our barrel train, pedal carts, jump pads, tire mountain, combine slide, terror in the corn, and much, much more. Tickets will sell out fast. Get yours now at AndersonFarms.com.
Altitude Sports Radio 92.5. Avs postgame continues.
Good job, boys.
You're Between the Pipes.
I'm from the Great White North, right? Like up above the states. Yeah. The big landmass that the rest of the world hates. Yeah. We're like above that. North, I guess. The big patch of trees where everybody's born.
Altitude Sports Radio 92.5. Between the Pipes with Raj and Springer in our 6th season. Jordan Berg behind the glass, producing the heck out of the thing. Our special thanks to Joe Willie's on South Broadway for hosting a great watch party this evening. We were packed out, bunch of people upstairs, solid room downstairs as well. What I learned about Joe Willie's this evening, and we've had a bunch of shows out there, like Football Fridays have been out there with PhD, Kreckman and Lindahl have been out there multiple times over the past month. I've never gone to one of our events there until tonight. Every single one of their pizza things is like the dough is made to order. We had a buff chick pizza earlier today before Spring got to Joe Willie's. And then when Spring and I were sitting at the bar watching the game with everyone, we ordered these they were like pizza bites, but they were the size of your head essentially. And those were pizza bagels on steroids. And I was blown away. So I think it's a great place to go watch a game. We will be out there constantly this year. Joe Willie's on South Broadway. Huge thanks to them. Huge thanks to all of you guys who came out. We gave away a Mikko Rantanen signed photo, Arturi Lehkonen, Gabe Landeskog signed photo, and then the big prize of the night, which was, honestly, we've given away a lot of signed things at Live Between the Pipes and live Avs broadcast shows. I don't think I've seen as exuberant a prize giveaway as we gave to, I want to say the guy's name was Lucas, who won the signed Nathan McKinnon stick. When I texted him, it sounded like he was going to bring the house down because his group was upstairs and it sounded like an elephant stampede.
Yeah, it was hilarious because it was in the third period. It was during a commercial break and the Avs were down. And, I'm used to, I forget I'm at a bar, right, where the TVs are all synced up and everything's, whether you're upstairs or downstairs, it's the same timing of the feed. But you never know, like some people's feeds, if you're not in the same place, some people are ahead, some people are like 5 seconds behind. So and we're in a commercial break. I hear a giant roar, and I'm like, did the Avs score? Like, is their feed up there?
Nope, sure didn't.
Nope, he won it was an eruption. Like, oh my God, I can't believe I won.
Rantanen, hat trick this evening. Casey Middlestat has a point.
The guy who won was wearing a Valeri Nichushkin jersey. I noticed that. Valeri Nichushkin was at a KHL game. So he looked great. He looked like, man, he's ready to suit up, If he was out there tonight, does the result of this game change?
I don't think so, man. Maybe you can take away one or I would say you take away one for sure.
Because he's a great defensive forward.
And he's a great back checker.
Yes.
And he would typically play, if healthy, he probably would have slotted in somewhere with Nate at that point in the game. And I think that you get Val back checking his tail off to the crease, and maybe that goal doesn't end up going in. Maybe it makes a difference and it changes the flow of the game because I talked about how the first goal against, and you said the same thing. It's unacceptable because of the timing, and it just
and it set a tone.
Set a tone, man. It really did. So maybe if you've got Val in that situation, and he back checks to the net instead of McKinnon pulling up in the neutral zone, it changes the tone of the game. You could say it was a possibility, but I think with even with Lecky, Nichushkin, and 2019 version Gabe Landeskog in the lineup tonight. You're not winning a lot of games when you have a 688 save percentage from your starter and then a 500 save percentage from your backup.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if they're fully healthy, they win this game.
You're going to win it 9-8?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. 8-7? They'll win it 8-7 tonight?
Is it 1982?
I mean, we'll see a game like that in the NHL this season.
I mean, man, it's tough. I want to say it's going to get better, and it will.
They got to get a good goaltending performance,
but you have to get multiple, man. They got to start.
Let's
to
start
stack
with
up.
one. We start with one Saturday night, and look, Columbus is going to play on Saturday night with some emotion to start this season.
Does CBJ play before they go on the road against the Avs? Yeah,
Yes.
They open up Thursday, October 10.
They open tomorrow
at Minnesota.
Yeah, they're on the then on a little road trip here to start the season. They're one of the worst teams in the league, but there is some sneaky young talent on Columbus. If you're not careful, if you don't get good goaltending on Saturday night, you gotta get it. You gotta get it starting Saturday in your home opener against the team, and especially without. Okay, you lose in Vegas. Like, take the 8-4 away. If I would have just told you the Avs lose in their opener in Vegas.
I expected them to lose the game. I did not expect them to lose it like this.
I agree. That's why I'm saying if it was just, hey, you tell me, hey, the Avs lost in Vegas in their opener and they didn't have everyone they didn't have. And Vegas, William Karlsson didn't play. Other than that, they were fully healthy. I would have said, okay, that's what should have happened. Probably what was going to happen. Okay. When you're without those three guys to start the year, that makes a home game against Columbus even more important. It makes, especially the home games against the teams you're supposed to beat, you have to win those games even more.
You should hammer Columbus.
You can't lay stinkers when you're trying to get points with key star players out. You have to get the ones you're supposed to get.
I agree with you. There's a few young players on Columbus that are very impressive, and they're led by the young Michigan product, Adam Fantilli.
Mm-hmm.
But Cole Sillinger, solid player. Kent Johnson, solid player, another Michigan guy. They love Igor Chinikov and Kirill Marchenko.
Marchenko is an interesting young
they've
player.
Got a really. I think they have one of the more impressive number one pairings in the league of Zach Werenski and Ivan Provorov.
Sure.
And while it was a team that I would not have picked to make the playoffs, I would have picked them to be a plucky Eastern Conference. Like, don't overthink them. Had the tragedy with the Gaudreau brothers not happened. Because you throw John Gaudreau in there, who would have been 31 or 30 years old, either 30 or 31, prior to the horrible events this past summer where he and his brother were struck by a drunk driver in New Jersey just hours before their sister's wedding, and both passed. That would have been a team that I looked at that go, oh, like they can jump up and bite you because there's enough scoring power. I don't think that's the team now because, like, again, Gaudreau was their guy that could pot, 40 goals. And I don't know if they have a guy.
I do think Columbus is dangerous to start the season, though, and that's the thing about the start of the season. And that's something I was going to say, whether it's, for any team. And I noticed it tonight because, yeah, the Avs are undermanned and they'll be undermanned for a little bit, but you're not going to be fresher than you were tonight, than any team will be in their first handful of games, specifically the opener. Every team season opener, you are the freshest you will be all season. You are the least banged up. I mean, there's at least one Avs player, Miles Wood. He got knocked around. I think he took a puck in or around the face tonight. He took some shots. Sam Girard went down along the boards. Drouin got a little tangled up.
Richie got hit high.
I mean, it just takes one game, and all of a sudden there's guys who are already banged up, and it's the nature of the sport, and it's gonna happen across the league. So, like that is a disappointing thing about tonight is that they were undermanned, but they're as fresh as they'll be all season, and it showed in the first 10 minutes of the game. I mean, boy, did they look fresh.
For them to be down 3-1 after the first period, it was nuts.
Criminal, actually.
Dominated the first period.
Specifically the first 10 minutes, and then they get the well-earned goal, like the deserving team, the team that was trending towards scoring most.
Yep.
did get the first goal. The Avs earned the first goal. And then to turn around and for Georgiev to allow that goal, that was the tone setter. That was the momentum changer. To put in all that good work, and then it's all negated in the snap of a finger. And what is it with these short angle shots? This is not a one-off.
Reverse VH, baby.
Where he has allowed some short angle shots in his Avalanche career. It should be a simple thing to clean up, because those are easier ones to make. But for some reason, Georgiev, he's allowed a handful of those. I don't know what it is.
If you guys are Money Puck people like I am, moneypuck.com, the deserved to win-o-meter, which simulates the exact game that was played that evening over 1,000 times, and it takes into account a myriad of different stats in there, but it's a whole bunch of like expected goals and expected outcomes of shots on goal and where they come from and what situation they're taken in, 5-on-5 or on the power play or 4-on-4. And it literally just takes every piece of data in the game in terms of puck possession and shot and chance creation and throws it into a simulator. The Avs lost tonight 8-4. And they would have won 6 out of every 10 simulations of this game. And that just shows you, man, they got let down by horrible, untimely goaltending, a couple of bad defensive breakdowns. I would put it 2 bad defensive breakdowns. And maybe you could probably look at the Girard one where he gets danced by Barbashev and then Barbashev goes far side on the backhand. Girard can't get danced like that on the blue line. But you also can't let in a far side backhand shot from outside the hash marks. That's one that, like, again, on and in, you got to make that save. It was beautiful. It was put right beneath the bar, but that is a backhand falling away from the net outside the hash mark and closer to the tops of the circles than he was to the bottoms of the circles. That's a shot that you need to save.
I was at the point in that game. That goal made it 7-4.
It didn't matter.
Well, it was 7-4, so I was at the point where I was just like, that was a sick play from Barbashev.
It was really close. I looked at you, I just went, ew.
Yeah. Hey, all right, positives from this game. The top line it's still the best top line in the league, and I'll give a shout out to Jonathan Drouin because you might say, oh, it needs to be, and obviously Drouin is going to play with Nate. They're boys, and they've developed this chemistry in a short time, just over a year now, a year and one season and one game, and that chemistry is very good. You might say, oh, it's the best top line in the league if it was McKinnon, Rantanen, and Nichushkin, or even Lehkonen. No, Jonathan Drouin. What did they sign him for? What's Drouin's AAV?
I think 1 by 2.5.
Oh, what a freaking bargain!
I think that's it.
What a bargain still.
Well, I just put my fingers on the keyboard. Hold your thought.
Okay.
To go to.
No matter what, I was thinking maybe he got like 4 or something. This is escaping me right now. I wasn't super locked in on what Drouin's number was. Was just happy that they brought him back. I know he was under $1 million last year, which was a uber bargain. And dude, he's.
Yeah, $2.5 million.
That's a raise from last year.
Huge raise from last year.
But he should be making even more than that, to be honest with you. He fits in, so I don't care. It doesn't have to be Nichushkin. It doesn't have to be Lehkonen. You put Drouin with McKinnon and Rantanen, and Rantanen gets the hat trick tonight, and a lot of that is playing with Drouin and McKinnon. That's how, man, McKinnon hits a post in this game on a breakout from Makar. And there's an alternate universe where they don't lose by 4, and that was a key moment. That hitting the post, but overall, I thought McKinnon looked good, Drouin looked good, that to me still looked when that top line was out there, especially with Makar as a D-man, whether he's with Taves or whoever. When you got that unit out there, that is the most dangerous unit in the NHL.
Positive from tonight. Did you see the close-ups on Nathan McKinnon in the third period when he was on the bench?
He was stoic.
Nate is in pissed off at the world mode, and it's October 9th. So you want to take a positive from losing 8-4 and your goaltender's not being good enough and scoring 4 not being enough to win on the road, Nate's pissed. And when Nate's pissed, Nate scores and he performs and he drags the rest of his teammates by the scruff of their neck to the end line. So there's a positive for you. Nate's going to look at that and go, the hell with that. You think he's going to sit around and allow this thing to happen? No shot. No chance. Yeah, it's going to be tough sledding early on. It is. With the nature of the injuries and the absences, up until probably the end of November, honestly, until the next time you see Vegas, it's going to be keep your head above water and try and win 60% of your games and get points in 70% of them. And if that's done, I think it is mission accomplished, and then everyone starts to trickle back, namely Lehkonen and Nichushkin, and then eventually some semblance of what Gabriel Landeskog can be as a player. And Nate's going to have to be the guy to drag him. You're going to see a lot of big point nights from that top line and fewer points from the bottom 9 players. That's just my expectation. So I'll take that positive. Nate's going to see this thing and go, yeah, I'm in the prime of my career. I scored 140 last year. I'm going to score 140 again this year in terms of my point production. Mikko's going to pot 50 on my left wing as well. And us two and Kale are going to triple-handedly drag this team to relevance. Goaltending be damned.
Casey Middlestat getting an opening night goal, a positive, because he's going to need to play above his shoes a little bit here in the first month or so of the season with all the absences. But it comes on a shift where they put Ross Colton with Casey Middlestat. I do wonder about having Kovalenko and Ritchie, young, inexperienced, talented.
They moved away from it quick.
They mixed it, and there's probably gonna have to be a lot of mixing. And Raj, we talked about it out of Joe Willie's in the first period. And it crossed my mind because we had Logan O'Connor, this is Logan O'Connor's first game back since his hip injury that kept him out down the stretch last year. We had Logan O'Connor on Kreckman and Lindahl, and Andy asked Logan about, hey, you excited to get back out there with the Roaring 20s line? And Logan answered the question like, yeah, I'm sure I'll play with them, as the season goes along. And I took that as, they're injured. They might not have the luxury of keeping the Roaring 20s line together to start the season because they'll need 1 or 2 of those guys up on the second line with Middlestat. But no, they started the game keeping the Roaring 20s line as the third line. Middlestat with 2 high upside but young and raw players in Kovalenko and Ritchie, who I thought had their moments. I thought Ritchie actually maybe had a couple more moments than Kovalenko did. There were moments where Ritchie looked a little smooth with the puck. But they're raw, they're inexperienced. They wanted shifts with, let's get Colton up there with Middlestat. That resulted in a goal. So there's probably going to be some blending going on in those middle. There might be blending going on all over the place, actually.
I'll take positives from there. I thought at the end of the game, Kovalenko looked better and tried to make a couple of things happen in tight. There was a little toe drag that he had, didn't quite get a shot off. There were a few shifts from that young line in the first period. Again, when the Avs were dominating play for the first at least 10 minutes, when they were dominating possession, the Middlestat and Ritchie and Kovalenko line, they were cycling pucks and finding really good spots too, getting low to high opportunities. I'll take that. I'd like to see them together again to start the game on Saturday evening against Columbus. By the way, we were out at, again, Joe Willie's tonight. We will be live at Ryan House on Saturday for a watch party as well. So if you can't get in the building for game 1 at home, which is Saturday evening against the Columbus Blue Jackets, just walk across the street, come hang out with Berto, Spring, and myself at Ryan House the entire evening. We'll be giving away a bunch of signed stuff just like we did this evening, and you guys can hang out with us, drink good beer, eat a bunch of brats, and hopefully watch a hockey team win a game. There are positives to take from this. We'll take our final timeout, come back on the other side. We'll tell you about all the craziness that happened in the NHL this evening. Did you see what happened in the Vancouver and Calgary game? If you didn't, we'll tell you what happened on the other side. It's Between the Pipes with Mark Springer and Alex Ryan-Emy.
No one talks more Denver sports than Altitude Sports Radio 92.5.
Hey, get ready to rock your career and future. It's Moj, and my friends at Rock Plumbing, Heating, and Air are looking for hardworking, skilled individuals to join their awesome team. Join and make a positive contribution to a family-owned and operated company. They offer great benefits, super competitive pay, comprehensive training, and an opportunity to work in the best home services business. Learn more and all about this incredible company at rockheating.com/careers. That's rockheating.com/careers. Get on a path to future success today with Rock.
Anderson Farms Fall Festival, September 25th through November 2nd. Bring the whole family out to Colorado's largest fall family entertainment destination for a fun-filled, fabulous fall experience. Get lost in the 25-acre corn maze, take a tractor-drawn wagon ride to the pumpkin patch, and pick from over 100 varieties of pumpkin, squash, and gourds. Enjoy our barrel train, pedal carts, jump pads, tire mountain, combine slide, terror in the corn, and much, much more. Tickets will sell out fast. Get yours now at AndersonFarms.com.
In the window business, transparency is everything. Window Nation gets it. Just ask David, one of our customers.
Did not look at other companies because when the salesperson came out and talked to us from Window Nation, my wife and I had a set price, and he came in and said, I can do it for this. And it was below that set price. And we said, okay, let's talk about when we can get this scheduled.
Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. And like David, you could be on your way to saving up to 40% on your energy bills. That's 866-90-NATION.
Window Nation, I mean, they just kept me and my wife informed every step of the way.
Window Nation's 96% satisfaction rating, the highest in the industry, is the result of fast and local service you can count on. With windows built to last a lifetime. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free with 0 down and no interest or payments for 24 months. Schedule an estimate now. 866-90-NATION.
Give them a shot. Let them show you what they can do. You won't be disappointed.
Call 866-90-NATION.
Hey, it's Brett Kane. Whether it's pro or college, the app to bet football is Circa Sports Colorado. Circa Sports, it's sports betting the way it should be. And Circa Sports Colorado has mile-high betting limits, the lowest holds, and exceptional customer service. Bet on all your favorite teams in every game this season. Spreads, props, futures, or in-game, Circa Sports has it all. Fun to bet like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Colorado. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like early pay. Moving up payday so you could get your money faster. Up to 2 days faster. And there's no cost. It's your money, right? So stop playing the waiting game. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Hey, Colorado, is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney. Direct deposit and eligibility requirements apply.
Hang right there. Denver's Sports Talk is coming back on Altitude Sports Radio 92.5.
When I'm helping my injured clients, I find myself thinking of what kind of impact it would have on my family to go through something similar to what my clients are going through. And so what I try to do is make sure that I give my clients a voice. Why do we have a passion for helping injured people? Because we have families too.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives. Call 303-790-2525.
Hey guys, Scott Aces here for Pins and Aces. If you're looking to upgrade your golf game, head over to the store at 5280 Ward Road in Arvada. Whether you need stylish new golf polos, unique head covers, or even a beer sleeve to keep your drinks cold on the course, Pins and Aces has it all. Mention my name when you check out and you'll get 25% off your entire purchase. Trust me, this is the gear that will set you apart on the green. Go by and see him. Tell him Scott sent you. 5280 Wardrobe. It's Pins and Aces.
KKSC Parker. KKSC FM HD1 Broomfield. KKSC FM HD2 Broomfield. K269 AE Boulder. We are Altitude Sports Radio. Altitude Sports Radio 92.5. Avs postgame continues.
Good job, boys.
You're Between the Pipes.
We're back. Oh! See, the summer wasn't so long. Hockey's here. Avs lose, but hey, there's 81 more games, so we'll be fine. They'll probably win on Saturday, and we'll forget all of this. Alex Reinemi, Mark Springer. Year 6 has already started. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable that we've been doing this thing for now 6 seasons. Jordan Berg will be behind the glass with us for the vast majority of our games. Before we move into our final segment here and tell you what happened in the National Hockey League and get you guys Bet the Pipes picks, I do want to have a programming note about Between the Pipes here. It's going to look a little different this year, Between the Pipes. It's going to sound a little different this year in terms of where you can find us. For marquee games, such as tonight's season opener, such as Saturday's home opener, and a few rivalry games sprinkled in there, maybe Gabe's return, Lecky's return, Nichushkin's return, and then every single one of the playoff games, we will be live on air on Altitude Sports Radio 92.5 and worldwide on the Altitude Sports Radio mobile app. So those marquee games, like tonight and Saturday and some rivalry games and all the playoff games, we will be on 92.5. All of the other games, if you guys have been following Altitude Sports Radio's evening content on Wednesdays and on Thursdays and on Sunday nights, where you see Coach Sanford and D-Mac and Rob Tredrillo and Vic doing their own shows, that's where you can find Between the Pipes on all of those other games. We will have announcements going out to you guys when you can hear us on 92.5. But for the majority of games this year, you can find us on Twitter, right here on Twitch, on YouTube as well. And that's where you guys will get us. So you can still join in with us. You'll join in on the chats there on Twitch and on Twitter and on YouTube. But the majority of games this year, Between the Pipes, will be a digital live podcast version.
Man, the future is here.
It is here. It is here.
Still no flying cars.
Still no flying cars. Do you think those are going to happen before we die?
No.
No? Jordan? I know. I can't believe it either. It's 12:04 on a Wednesday night. Go to bed, you freaks. Some scores from around the NHL. What do you say we get to it?
Let's do it.
Because this always happens, and the Toronto Maple Leafs are and will always be built to lose, if you guys have been listening to this program for now going on 6 years, they outshoot the Montreal Canadiens on the road, 48-27, and Montreal walks away with a 1-0 win thanks to a first-period power play goal from Cole Caulfield, Kirby Dach, and Juraj Slafkovsky. A beautiful tic-tac-toe one-time goal, and Samuel Montembeault shuts out 69-goal scorer Austin Matthews.
That's very rare to get the 1-0 win and the one goal in the game as a first period power play goal. Like, that's a hard luck loss for Toronto. That's hard luck.
Yeah,
but
it's
I
a tough one.
I kind of like this Montreal team, though.
Would you have rather lost that game as the Toronto Maple Leafs 1-0 in a 48 save shutout for Montembeault, or lost the way that the Avs did tonight?
Now that it's all said and done, I'd rather lose like Toronto did, because you put damn near 50 on goal. You're on the road. You just chalk it up to, and Montembeault's a good younger goaltender who's starting to come into. You could feel it coming last season. They also got Caden Primo there too. Like, there's some young talent on, and you look at who combined for the goals tonight: Caulfield, Slafkovsky, Dach, young players.
All of those guys, first-round picks. Dach, high first-round pick from Chicago, now makes his way over to Montreal, and then Slafkovsky, the former number 1 overall pick from 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. Montreal is going to be a team that I sneaky bet a lot, and I believe in Martin St. Louis.
I'm telling you, last year, especially like the first half of the season, I would venture to guess they were the best underdog team in the league. Like, you could get some plus money wins on Montreal last year.
The Canadiens game was the first of 3 shutouts this evening. On TNT, you watch the Rangers hammer the Penguins, and I mean absolutely smoke Pittsburgh 6-0 this evening. They scored 3 goals in the first period. They get a wonderful evening from, again, another top pick who's starting to come into his own, Alexis Lafreniere. That guy looked every piece the part of a top flight player tonight.
That's just an extremely by the book win. Like it's not quite exactly how it should have gone, but the Rangers are in their prime. The Penguins are past their prime. Yeah, if you're Pittsburgh, yikes. You're shut out. I mean, that's worse than the Avs. I mean, that's far worse.
Yeah, it is. Especially
shut out on your home ice in your opener.
Shut out on your home ice, and you also not only doubled down with Letang and Malkin last year, signing them to extensions, but then you tripled down because, if you sign Malkin and Letang, you now have to sign Sidney Crosby. And now you just got a bunch of old dudes who don't look like they're going to sniff the playoffs this year. What is happening already for Kyle Dubas and country up there in Pittsburgh? Not a great start for them. 6-0. Another 6-0 game this evening.
This one's even worse.
Even worse. Again, the two most high-powered offenses in the league, Toronto and Edmonton, combined for 78 shots on goal this evening and score 0 as the Winnipeg Jets shut out Edmonton on the road 6-0.
Regular season Connor Hellebuck?
Regular season Connor Hellebuck is the best.
Ya.
He is the best goalie in the world. Hey, listen, the Avs got regular season Alexander Georgiev tonight. Why not give regular season Helly to the Jets?
Oh, it's all back to normal right now. This is at least Pittsburgh. You're old. You're just kind of committing to selling some tickets. You know, Sidney Crosby can show up on your doorstep and give you your season tickets. That's really all they're doing right now. Edmonton, they were just in the Cup final. They're in a win now window, and they lose 6-0 at home. That's the worst loss of the night. So the Avs did not sustain the worst loss of the night.
Is that the worst loss of the night, or is it Vancouver?
Oh my God!
Or is it Vancouver in what became the game of the evening? Vancouver goes up 3-0 at home against Calgary, who should not be a playoff team this year. 3-0 at home, 3-1 on an Anthony Mantha shorthanded goal, and then they go up 4-1 going into the period, or into the intermission, into the second. Calgary then rips off 4 straight goals to take a 5-4 lead. Then Vancouver pulls their netminder. Quinn Hughes blocks a shot that's going into an empty net, headmans the puck to JT Miller, who goes coastal and ties the game with 37 seconds left in the game, only to be outdone by a banger of a highlight reel goal from Connor Jarry, and Calgary comes back from the dead to win on the road 6-5 in overtime.
What a weird, bad night for 5 of the 10 teams playing tonight.
So many goals scored tonight.
Man, that's a heck of a 5-game slate. Burials tonight with 2 6-0 results. A blown home 4-1 lead. The Avs allow 8 goals. Toronto puts 50 shots damn near on net and loses 1-0. That's a night right there.
Just absolutely
That's a
crazy.
night.
It's been a night for us, too. It's getting late. So let's get into our favorite part of Between the Pipes here on Altitude Sports Radio 92.5. It is Bet the Pipes. Spring, we are going to keep track of our bets every single game this year. The last time we did this, you and I walked away with a 58% winning percentage. And typically we try and get you guys as close to even money as possible. There's not a lot of times where we give minus 200 or 250 picks out. Spring will often give you guys a couple of parlayed heavy favorites, but most of the time he'll get them down to either even money or minus 140. So you're going to be around, what you put in is what you're going to get out with us.
Yeah. But to start the season, I'm just going to dip my toe in.
And that's okay.
To start the season.
That's okay. Just see if the water's all right.
This is show 1 of 82. This is a long season that will go until April. I'm gonna see what type of streak I can get off to. A little let it ride streak to start the season. We're gonna start that tomorrow night with the New Jersey Devils, minus 155 at home against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Toronto will play on the second night of a back-to-back tomorrow. New Jersey, their first home game of the season, as they played 2 in the Czech Republic. They swept the Buffalo Sabres. But look, man, this Devils team is good. I like that Sabres team too. But the Devils are even better. I mean, Jack Hughes, like sneaky Hart Trophy candidate this season for sure. There's talent up and down that roster. I think the Devils start off 3-0, and they're one of those teams in the early stages of the season that people look at and say, hey, how about those Devils? Give me the Devils minus 155 against the Leafs tomorrow night.
I like that a lot.
Leafs start 0, at least without a win this season.
All right. I'm very high on the Predators this year to win the Central Division. I think they've got every piece to do so. They reloaded in the offseason. And I love them at home hosting the Dallas Stars at even money. So plus 100 money line for the Preds. Take that on.
I like that pick. That was seriously, I told you I was debating between two.
That was the other one?
That was the other one.
Take that as its own leg. And then I'm going to have another pick for you guys as well because I just like the line way too much. Florida, after what they showed against Boston in Game 1, looks like a wagon. And they're minus 135 road favorites against the Ottawa Senators. Give me the Panthers. Give me the Cats. Money line on the road to start the season off 2-0 at minus 135.
All right.
Those are your picks. Spring's going to try and roll his over the next time. But until Saturday evening when the Avs take on the Columbus Blue Jackets live at Ball Arena for their first home game of the year, that'll do it for us. For Mark Springer, for Jordan Berg behind the glass, our friends at Joe Willie's this evening who were sensational. Cole Smith engineered that broadcast out there. Mark Bertinoli. Marky was out there with us as well. Thank you so much to all of you who came out and had a wonderful watch party despite a terrible result for the Avs. And thank you again to all of our friends at the start of the 6th season of Between the Pipes with Raj and Springer. Tune in tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for Brett Kane. We love you guys. We'll talk to you Saturday.
Altitude Sports Radio 92.5. Proud partners of the Nuggets, Avalanche, Rapids, and Mammoth.
You ready for this?
Get in the game with Altitude Sports Radio 92.5.
Altitude Sports Radio has teamed up with Rad Power Bikes to give you the chance to win your own Radster Trail e-bike. Enter to win at altitudesportsradio.com. Rad Power Bikes. Better bikes at better prices.
Anderson Farms Fall Festival, September 25th.